Hey everybody, I'm Chris and welcome to another Dark Avengers comic book review. We are now officially in the 70s as far as episodes, and we got a nice amount of comics this week, not that many. Looking forward though to next week's huge stack. First off, news. For those of you who have been waiting for Flashpoint eagerly, like I have, and have been on CBR lately, I want to know if anybody else is going nuts with this. There are 14 books that are tying into Flashpoint. I'm not joking. Don't laugh. Don't you dare laugh. 14 miniseries. Now, okay, I understand Marvel. If this was Marvel, it would be a norm. I would not be complaining. I would be like, okay, this is Marvel. Fear itself is a good example. That tons of times. DC? Now DC's doing it?
It's like the cop jumping on the bandwagon, but why?
14 books.
That's why they're only $3.
I'm not even joking with you guys. Go on CBR.com and check this out. I'm not joking. There's 3 one-shots and the rest are all miniseries. Now, granted, they're probably only 1 to 4 parts because Flashpoint's only going to take place for about 4 or 5 months. But really? If you want the full Flashpoint story, I'm going to have to get 14 miniseries and one-shots? You know what I'm getting? I'm getting the Reverse Flash, I'm getting anything to do with Superman, and the actual Flashpoint with the Flash comics. Everything else can go to hell.
You know, they have to have a way of them making their money. So that's
there are times, Outsiders, Gorilla Grodd, Reverse Flash, Lois Lane and the Resistance, Superman, there's one that's Superman, there's the actual Flashpoint, there's the tie-in with Flash, and I don't even remember the other stupid titles. I was going I said the Outsiders already?
Yeah.
I said Outsiders already. Forget it. I'm trying to remember the whole list. I should have printed it out. So it would be about this long.
But you know some people are going to jump on and buy them. Not all.
Of course. If you want to know everything that goes on in Flashpoint, you're going to have to. Crazy. DC, what are you doing? But then again, their books are cheap. I have to admit, if you're just a Flash fan, you can afford all those books. But people like me, no.
Yeah,
no.
Thinking about jumping on a comic book in the Flash, now it's not the right time at all.
Now for any comic book, right now at this very second, the only good comic to jump onto is Superboy because the last arc just finished. But everything's connected right now. So really, at this very moment, most comic books are not jump on friendly because we are in it's already January, February, March. We're in the 3rd month of the year, 3 months into the new year. All the big events are starting from now until April. April starts other big events. And then those events last all the way through till about September. Now is a very bad time to jump onto anything except Flashpoint. If you want to jump onto Flash, you have to jump onto Flash this month because once Flashpoint starts, that's it. You're not going to be able to jump onto Flash unless you go back and get everything. Forget it. Other news.
Aren't they going to make like a trade paperback of all the
There's going to be at least 20, 30 trade paperbacks, just like for Green Lantern. Forget it. You'll have about 6 trade paperbacks with all the Flashpoint in it. Forget it. Booster Gold's also a big part of Flashpoint.
So part of hole in your wallet.
Dan Jurgens is returning. Actually, there was an article on CBR also. Dan Jurgens is officially returning to Booster Gold. I'm very happy. I jumped back on Booster Gold before Dan Jurgens came back. I'm very happy that he's coming back to the Booster Gold family. I like him. I love his artwork. I can't help it. He's really, really great at what he does. And the Reign of Doomsday looks great. I'm telling you the truth. We're going to be discussing a part of it today.
I heard 2 of my friends. They commented me. They were talking about comic books, and they said that their favorite comic book series right now is Booster Gold.
It's great. It's amazing.
Yeah, a lot of people like it.
I have Booster Gold this week. We're going to talk about that. Okay, guys, let's get into the comic books this week. If I missed any news, I apologize. Check out CBR.com. They have everything there. And also check out Pete's Basement. I always plug those guys. Great reviewers. They get what I do. Some books they get, I don't. Okay, let's get into this week. The week of March 9th, 2011. First off, Midtown did this. I didn't order this comic, but it's apparently like a Midtown promotional giveaway. Red Sonja, number 35. They sent it for free. That's why no bag, no board. I read through these books pretty fast this week, so I actually read through this. It's pretty interesting, but it's not exactly something I'd pay like $2.99 for. It's about a woman who apparently there's a lot of trade paperbacks. I mean, there's a ton of trade paperbacks in the very back of the book. Hold on, I gotta get to the page. Yeah, there's a ton of trade paperbacks.
I saw that. I was like, wow.
Sonja. Really cool. She's like a warrior kind of thing, but in this book, it's years later, and she's a mother, and she's with this guy, and like not that much action really happens in this. It's all a lot of talking.
Not interesting though.
Not something I'd pay $2 for. No. I'm sorry. It just does not interest me enough to. But it's good. I'm not lying. The artwork's great. I love the advertisements like the Lone Ranger. They also have Army of Darkness. They give you a few advertisements in the back. I'm sure it's...
Yeah, one's Zorro with
Zorro.
an umbrella.
Zorro
with a gay umbrella.
Okay.
So anybody who orders from
Not a good
Midtown, anybody who orders from Midtown, who ordered from Midtown on the week of the 9th, you probably got one of these. Sonja looks pretty good. Not something I would get into per se. It's just not my type of comic. It's kind of like a mix between Vampirella and a few other things. 50-50. So let's get into the comic books I actually did purchase.
I think that was pretty good.
Joe read.
Yes, I read. I had to.
It's a shock, guys. They actually looked through some of my comics this week.
I actually read that whole one. Yes.
Infestation Ghostbusters #1. There are zombies. I knew there were going to be zombies because in the other book it's machines.
I had a feeling when I saw the word infestation.
I love it. This is classic Ghostbusters. Venkman is. If you guys have watched the Ghostbusters movie, the writer for this book got their personality down perfectly.
Peter, I love Peter.
Peter is, forget, he's like the pretty boy. Don't let him hurt my face.
Yeah,
even the artwork.
I think it's just like the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the cartoon mixed with the movie. Even the pictures. I'm trying to find a good picture.
The artwork was great.
The art, even Peter looks like the what was his name that played Bill Murray. Bill Murray. Yeah. He actually looks like Bill Murray. And anyway, they're being invaded by zombies and black slime is involved, and basically the zombies are containing the new types of poltergeists.
So they should be called the Zombie Busters.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to be reading them when you get that, I'm going to continue reading them.
Of course, there's only one more part after
I know, I saw.
There's a rumor that there's actually going to be a Ghostbusters.
If they continue it, I think
there's rumor. There's rumor they might start a Ghostbusters series. If they do, absolutely. I will absolutely buy it. I love Ghostbusters.
I'd sign something for that.
But basically the zombies, when they combine with the ghosts that can't be put in the containment unit, something's going on in the Ghostbusters universe where the ghosts can't be contained. The zombies actually contain the ghosts and negate their proton. I don't know. This is Egon talk. Negate their proton, blah 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 blah, and then the trap can trap them, and they can go into the chamber after a zombie filters them. The zombies are like
they're
filters.
helping. They're basically helping trap the ghosts.
They're basically like filters. I love it. I can't wait for part 2. And in the very end. Big spoiler here, guys. Stay Puft is back.
I can't wait. That's why I want to see the second one.
I
love the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Back. I look forward to it.
No,
he's
Big Marshmallow
Man from the
That was my
movie.
favorite monster, or ghost, as you call it.
Yeah, sorry,
they just
had to say my take. I was awesome.
I loved Stay Puft. The first movie was the best. The second one was just as good, but the first one never you can't beat that.
Hard to top though.
The game was really good too. I wish that would have been the next movie. It would have been perfect. Minus the rookie, just the 4 of them.
True.
That would have been awesome. Okay, we're getting into Boom Studios. Stan Lee presents Starborn #4. More people are now involved. There are the I can't remember the names. There's the Beasts, the Beastmen, and I'm gonna when Mike's done. There's the Beastmen, or they call it the Beastios. The Pride. The Pride shows up, and also there's another.
Hang on.
What?
Pride as in the Runaway Pride?
No, not the Runaway Pride at all.
She got excited there.
Yeah, I saw the look on her face.
The witch. They're called witches, and these are the witches, by the way. So there's like
Ew.
4 alien forces now going after Benjamin. There's the Hive. There's the witches. There's the robots, and there's the Pride, the witches, the Hive, the Network. All 4 of them are going after Benjamin. And finally he gets rescued by one of the commanders who flies a big-ass dragon like the one you see on the cover. I have cover B. And they get away, but actually there's a twist in the end. It turns out that they're making it look like the Hive and everybody else are the good guys, and that it turns out that Benjamin's family, his true bloodline, is evil. But that's in their eyes. We don't know for sure until next month. I'm loving it. The artwork, once again, is phenomenal. It's great. The story is really awesome.
Even the colors like they use.
Man, I wish this could be like me because I love writing. This guy is basically, his writing turns out to be past memories. Love it. 5 out of 5. Stan Lee has been doing an amazing job on all 3 of these new stories. I don't want to put any of the titles down. Unlike other comic books left and right I've been wanting to drop, these are comic books I'm looking to hold on to for a very, very long time. I hope they continue to produce. I know it's only 4 issues in, but I hope they continue to produce this way. Amazing. I would absolutely recommend all 3. Now we're jumping into Image for 2 comics. First, The Walking Dead No Way Out, Part 3, Walking Dead 82. The zombies are now inside the gate.
Please tell me there's more zombies.
Oh, this one has zombies. I promise you.
course.
This is finally Zombie Fest here.
Call The Walking
They're
Dead.
finally inside the enclosed, inside the gates. And
Okay.
everybody's trying to figure out how they're going to survive because everybody's divided now. And in the very end, big spoiler here, Rick says, these people, we can't all get out at the same time, so I'm only worried about us. Let us get out and then we'll figure something else out.
So they put all the
So basically everybody's
aside.
trying to figure out how to get out on their own.
Oh, okay.
And X amount of people are going to survive this, and X amount of people probably aren't going to survive
So
this.
nobody's stuck together?
They aren't. They're divided right now. A lot of them are divided. And the zombies are now all over the place. And basically it's like a panic. Everybody's in some kind of a panic about it.
Can I read that?
Sounds interesting.
Really, really good. You're going to be lost, but here you go. I would absolutely recommend No Way Out, but I'm warning you guys, go 3 issues back so you can get the... but I'd go even further back if I were you guys so you can understand where they're at and who the people are around them, etc., etc. Something that got a little bit better this week, Spawn 204. It turns out I was right. In the end, Jim actually saved the guy instead of making him go to hell. He actually saved him, and it's still focusing though on his powers and his development and him trying to figure out who he is. It's kind of like Al Simmons, but Al Simmons figured out who he was pretty early on in the Spawn series.
So you're stretching it?
Of course, absolutely, and also Clown is actually involved in this. And I love he made
But
one,
he's always involved in this, isn't he?
of course. But he made a line in here that was hilarious. Jim Downing apparently doesn't know that Clown is also the Violator. For those of you who don't know who the Violator is, issue 2 or 3 of Spawn. Go check it out. And he makes a pun. He says it's not like I could turn into some big monster and rip people's hearts out of their chest. When in reality he's done that more than once. He's done that way more than once. And actually, and my God, for the first time in like 3 issues, Spawn actually makes an appearance in his own comic book finally.
The sign of things coming.
It's a sign of things getting better.
When I said stretching out, I mean they're stretching out, they're stretching it out.
Yeah, and now
Really
Blood
stretching.
wants to test Spawn's power, so I'm guessing in the next issue they're going to attack Spawn.
Maybe they're not stretching out too much.
And actually Clown says it's good that Jim is in the spotlight because now Heaven and Hell can't attack him because everybody will notice something's wrong.
So let's pick
Whereas
him
if nobody liked him, like Al Simmons, Heaven and Hell could just completely start a war with him, and if he disappeared, nobody would know. So they've had more, it's more leeway. When you're in the spotlight, people tend to pay attention more to you and notice what's going on.
Sounds like it's picking up.
Exactly. So yeah, it's definitely picking up, absolutely. And also, I forgot his name. Detective Burke is actually, he had a heart attack in a few issues back, and he's doing a little bit better. He's stable, but Twitch, who's his, if you read Spawn from the very beginning, these 2 people are like tag-alongs with Spawn. They're always around when Spawn's around.
So you're all caught up now.
He's in the, I'm very caught up with Spawn. I actually really love Spawn. I feel bad that I'm missing one issue in the 80s. I got a few issues from Spawn this week, but it was only like 3 issues, 91,
Eventually find
91, 97, and 98. But he's recovering now in the hospital, and Twitch is worried about him, of course. And he's sitting in the hospital waiting to find out what's going on. And he ended up going home in the end. Spawn's getting better. I would absolutely say check this out. The artwork is very dark, but a lot of people are liking it. I love the way they draw Spawn, don't get me wrong. It's a very dark atmosphere. I don't know if that's on purpose, though. I say the cover is... nothing like this happens in the comic, but it's pretty... It was good this week. 204 was very good this week. I'd say check it out. The new Spawn series is going very well. And now something that both I and Amber read this week. Amber will do most of the talking for it, though I'll just stick my 2 cents in once in a great while. Lady Death, issue 3.
When he's dead.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, pretty much, if you remember the last issue, she found the Soul Stone and killed all of those big scorpion people. In this issue, she and the lady that was with her escaped to China.
On a boat.
However, Yes, on a boat. However, one of the pirate people on the boat decided to try and take the stone. He got infected with something and
Infected everyone else.
infected everybody else. So she ended up having to kill everyone, including the girl she had just saved the life of.
Death follows her wherever she goes in these
Exactly.
books lately.
There was a guy who was trying to raid the boat that she was on, and she ends up teaming up with him going into China. They kill some demons. You hear about the Death Queen and that wicked lady who I have to say looks like what's her name? The girl from NCIS. Black hair. I can't think of her name. What's her name, Michael?
I don't know. I can't remember at the moment either.
Not Amy. Whatever her name is. I love her. She's so cool. Anyway, back to what Abby. Back to what I was saying. Lady Death is just, this book is really good. I don't know if she finds her soul piece or not, because this leaves you at a cliffhanger right as they get to the gate.
The Wolfman's
that
back.
Wolfman's back, and he's like, I've tracked you, and now we're going to kill you. That's how it leaves you.
I look forward to the fight in issue 4.
Me too.
They don't actually show the artwork for issue 4, so I'm looking forward. I've been getting the wraparound covers for all the issues because the wraparound covers are amazing. Okay, moving into Marvel. We're now in the big 2. First off, an issue that's really, this one was a little bit better because it had a little bit more of an upbeat, but not too much of an upbeat. Death of Spider-Man Prelude, Ultimate Spider-Man 155. In this issue, it picked up a little bit. Basically, in the very end, this is a big spoiler. Mary Jane and Peter get back together at his birthday party. Pete gets Kitty Pryde to stop being like a rogue and gets her back. And also, it turns out Kong left Kitty Pryde and ran to Wisconsin because he was Kitty Pryde's boyfriend until she became like this crazy rogue, red-robed person. So Pete got her back, and that's where they leave you off. Then it's the next issue leads into the actual death of Spider-Man. Being honest, this series is holding me by a thread. The death of Spider-Man is going to be my make or break it for Ultimate Spider-Man. If Ultimate Spider-Man, in fact, is still around after the death of Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was going to say that could be the final one.
If it's the final one, then I have nothing to debate about. But if, let's say, by some twist of fate, it's not really the death of Spider-Man,
true.
I will, I'll see where we go from there. But then again, they canceled the Ultimate X-Men. So, what can I say? They might actually close down Ultimate Spider-Man. Another comic that's kind of this week. 5 Ronin. This one is the Hulk, part 2 of 5, and it's a weekly thing. Next week is going to be the Punisher. Mike's happy about that. Anyway,
See a big smile on his face.
if you guys are expecting a big green giant, it doesn't happen. And Deadpool's in this issue too. The Deadpool.
That piqued Kevin's interest. Yeah, Deadpool.
That is the only thing linking this book to the first part. None of the book. The story is unclear. I'll be honest with you. It sounds like it's just going to be 5 separate stories that have Deadpool in them. Because Deadpool was in the Wolverine one last week, and he's in the Hulk one this week. And there's no big green monster. Basically, it's about a monk. And in the end, he gets pushed over the edge, and he just goes crazy. He goes absolutely berserk. And he just kills everything. He smashes everything. And it's like the Hulk, but he's not the Hulk.
Yeah.
He doesn't turn into a big green giant and start smashing things up.
Bits and pieces.
And in the end, he goes off to another convent for peace and to repent for what he had done.
Okay.
This is definitely the weak link of the series thus far. I'm not sure how Punisher and Psylocke are going to go, but I'm sure Deadpool's one is going to be very interesting. I don't see a link. Yeah, there's a Psylocke one.
Wow.
That's in 2 weeks.
That'll be interesting.
I don't see a link between all 5 of these books yet, but I think they're really, somebody mentioned there's no link, but I think they're really supposed to be, and I believe, and I'm 90% sure they're standalone issues. They're all standalone, because why would you have 5 characters linked like this? You would do a better story, a better telling. Maybe in the Deadpool one, all 5 will get together. That'll link them. But I don't think any of the first 4 books are going to have a link.
It sounds independent books.
The 5th book will have a link, if anything. And
Independent
I'm
story.
enjoying it. I would say 3 out of 5 stars. It's up to you guys, but this was definitely a weak link. If you had to drop one of them, the Hulk one, I'd say was very weak. And now we're gonna get into something that both me and Amber read yet again this week. X-23.
I actually read that too.
Number 7. You read it too?
Yeah.
Kev read it too. Number 7.
I read 2 comic books from him.
You guys,
This is one of them.
this is your book. Even though I enjoyed it, you do it, and I'll give my opinion.
X-23 and Gambit are on a ship trying to
Get to Meniful,
Yeah.
where Dawkins is. This is like this isn't the official prequel. The Dark Wolverine number 8 is the prequel. This is a pre-prequel, in my opinion.
Anyway, she jumps in to try and save a guy who's being threatened because he went to the police about the bad guys.
Which are pirates.
Yeah,
which are pirates. And Gambit ends up in the water. She ends up going after him.
And then sharks come out.
Yeah,
and
sharks.
tons of
Sharks
of
attack. She kills them and gets back to the surface.
Only to find out that
The
the person they were
artwork
trying to
was
save
absolutely
was dead.
amazing.
Yeah, it was
The
dead.
mission, the artwork was
Yeah,
out
it
of
looked
this world.
great.
Check
It looked
this
great
page
when I
out.
looked
Look at
at it.
this page.
Yeah, that was my
Artwork,
favorite one.
That is my favorite page.
Yeah.
That is my favorite.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
And I know
Nice.
which page was Amber's favorite, so I'll show that one too. The artwork was amazing. Whoever this artist is, he needs to do more work. He really does. It was really, really
Yeah,
good.
then they
This is
relaxed in the
beginning
end.
of the book. They relaxed in the end, yeah.
But
They
X-23, like, she was kind of upset because she really wanted to save the guy.
Well, it was a life
So
lesson. In
beautiful.
my opinion, this was like a life lesson.
And she
for
didn't want to
X-23.
kill the other guys that
Right,
were trying to...
because she felt bad for them. She
Yeah.
said
She
it would
felt
be
bad.
unfair.
Because she was so
She
weak.
said she
Because
wasn't-
they were so weak
No,
and...
she said she
cowards.
wasn't going to use her claws in the beginning because the guys smelled like urine and they were like
Yeah.
dogs with
Yeah,
their
yeah, yeah,
bellies
I
on
read
the
that.
ground, unable to get up.
They were
because
all
they
afraid
just
of the
scared.
leader.
Exactly.
Who was killed. Now we'll see what happens to them. Who cares? But anyway, this X-23 issue was amazing. I even liked
I
it.
want this issue because I love the pictures.
The artwork was great. The
Hell,
story was
Gambit's
great.
in it.
I'm
That's
looking
just-
forward.
That alone is enough to buy this book.
Yeah, I would absolutely recommend this issue of X-23. It has no connection to any story that's going on right now. It's like a standalone issue. It's bridging what X-23 has been going through to the future, which is the crossover between Dawkins and herself. The artwork was amazing. I hope the artwork continue. I hope this artwork pushes into the crossover between her and Dawkins. If not, I hope it comes back after the crossover. It was really, really enjoyable this week.
Oh, I think
Sona-
I'm going to start reading them.
Sonja.
I have no idea.
No, that's the artist.
I know. I have no idea who that person is. This is the first time I'm hearing.
Well, if Sonja sees this, I gotta say, do more comics. Amazing work.
Great work. And the cover's a little misleading, but
That's a different.
they always.
Yeah,
do
when I
that.
first looked at it, it was like really weird. I was like, why are they wearing pirate caps?
Don't go by covers. Nowadays, you know,
Yeah.
back in the 90s, it was easy to go by the cover. The cover told the story.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the cover is just what it is, a
They're
cover.
misleading.
It's
They're
misleading completely. Now, a first issue, and a lot of people are happy about this, and Kevin included. He was like,
Yeah,
wow.
He read
so
it,
this-
so
Venom #1. This is not Venom Eddie
Amazing
Brock.
cover.
This is Flash Thompson
admit it.
Venom.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Marvel released at least 5 different covers that cost more than the cover price. So I just got the original cover for the original price. I ain't going no different types of covers for like $300 and $400.
Nuts.
Forget that. But anyway, it's the first mission for Flash Thompson. He's in there. His main objective is to save, to bring to
Dr. Chetik, whatever.
yeah, and he was supposed to take him back to back to the United States.
Yeah. But then he had to
before
save...
Jack-O-Lantern, who's an old villain of Spider-Man, showed up.
Yeah, I was wondering who that was. He looks like a really interesting villain, but
It's like
his
a-
name is Jack-O-Lantern? They couldn't,
Jack-O-Lantern. He's like a bootleg of the Green Goblin, as
I
far
wonder
as I
how,
know.
like, what, they couldn't come up with any original name? Like,
No.
Jack-O-Lantern? That's too
Stupid.
original.
It's too stupid.
But he looks
But
interesting,
anyway,
though.
Eddie starts
Just the name I'm bothered
Eddie, I
with.
said Eddie. Flash starts to lose it, and he actually turns into the Venom we all know and love with the teeth and the tongue and everything.
Yeah,
and,
but it really doesn't show much.
It doesn't. He doesn't. It's
Like
the
the-
first issue.
I know, yeah.
They can't show it in the very first issue.
Because, like, the cover, like,
Yeah,
amazing
this didn't
it
happen.
looks
It's
right now.
misleading,
Yeah. And
It
then the
doesn't
best
mean
part was
That
where
leads up to...
yeah, the best part was where Flash actually had a contingency plan, and he threw
Oh,
the
yeah, they
grenade
did.
right into Jack-O-Lantern's face and blew his face off. But he lived, not blew it off and he lost his head. He just blew the guy's face to nice little pieces.
Smithereens.
He didn't even have a
You know,
jaw anymore.
All he ever wanted to do was save that woman and child.
And so you can actually see the conflict, right? He's trying to gain control, and he slowly, within the 3 panels, regains control over the costume. And actually, his commanding officer said, "You came this close to me having to push the button to eliminate you," because the guy before him had to be destroyed because he let the Venom costume take over. It feeds off of the anger. Anger is what makes the Venom costume take control. And Flash's girlfriend, who doesn't know he's the actual Venom, gets upset because he doesn't show up for he's 6 hours late, and she thinks that he's drinking again because Flash Thompson is an alcoholic. And I thought it was kind of symbolism. He tried to go to a church, and it turns out there's no ramp to get into church. And he's like, "I bet the old bastard will think those stairs are pretty damn funny." I think he's talking about his father.
And then you see the Venom symbol
you see
behind
the Venom symbol in the back
wheelchair.
of the wheelchair. I think at some point he's just going to break away from the Army, and he's going to be the new renegade like Venom. I don't think the Army's going to be able to contain this Venom, because if they were, then there wouldn't be a series.
Sounds very interesting.
So that's a good thing.
Absolutely the best comic of the week from Marvel.
Oh wow,
Very
seriously?
good.
That good?
It was really good. I'm looking forward to the next issue of Venom.
I thought it was great too. It's just that they didn't show the Venom like I see right there.
Because they want to. They're trying to.
Yeah, I
promote
know.
a new Venom.
It is a opening. So
yeah, it's an opening.
I guess I can understand that.
It'll change as time goes on.
If you let me, I'll look at it next week if there is one.
No, it's monthly.
Oh, monthly.
One a month.
All right,
I'll let you
monthly,
see it
all
when
right.
it comes out, though. I'll let
All
you know.
right, because
Now,
same thing with X-23.
Absolutely. Now moving into DC Comics this week. This is what we've all been waiting for, what we've all heard about, other than Flashpoint. Reign of Doomsday has now hit Outsiders in Outsiders 37. It's a fight. Basically, this Doomsday can absorb everyone's powers. He actually has everybody's powers.
For real? Like
in the
absorb
Outsiders.
everybody?
Everyone's.
Wow.
He even has the Eradicator's powers. And it's just a throwdown between him and the Eradicator. Then the Outsiders step in, and he just makes child's play with the Outsiders, and he just eliminates each and every one of them,
So
one
it's
at a
basically
time.
action-packed, the whole movie.
Very action-packed. And in the end, basically, spoiler, he takes the Eradicator and disappears. And it actually says here, Reign of Doomsday continues in Justice League of America. It seems Doomsday's picking everybody off one at a time. First was Steel in the one-shot. Now it's the Eradicator and the Outsiders. The Justice League of America has Supergirl, so she's next. Superboy is going to be it's going to happen in Superboy in the next issue, I believe. And then it's just going to continue into Action Comics 900 and 901. There's going to be it's a huge crossover. It's a very big crossover here. Actually, they have a cover art. Superman 900 and Superman 901. I don't think this is Doomsday. I think he's too different. Or he is Doomsday, but it's a different kind of Doomsday. And I'm getting the finger from Mike, so we'll be back with the last 2 comic books of this week. We're at 29, really?
28.
Alright, so we'll see you guys in the next part. Unfortunately, we only have 2 comics left in the next part, so we'll see you guys there.